Welcome to another tutorial on computer network. In this video I will discuss about OSI Reference Model. International Standard Organization ISO is established in 1947 and it is a multinational body dedicated to worldwide agreement and international standard. An ISO standard that covers all aspects of network communication is the Open Systems Interconnect, OSI model. Now let me clear it because there is a little bit confusion about ISO and OSI. ISO is an international organization which covers many standards all over the world. But there is subcommittee or sub branch of ISO which deal with computer network communication. It is called OSI, Open Systems Interconnect. It was first introduced in the late 1970s. In 1984, the Open Systems Interconnection reference model was approved as an international standard for communication architecture. Now let me tell you, there is before the beginning of before 1970, when computer network was at its earlier stages, many vendors they adopt their own protocol. So that was fine for them at that time. They were communicating, the network was fine, but when they are communicating internetworking, I mean with different vendors, they are communicating, they face the problem. So the need was felt that we need a universal protocol or some sort of agreement so that internetworking can be achieved without any problem. So for that reason OSI model was developed. Now it has 7 layers. Why the layer approach model? So the process of breaking up the function or task of network into layer reduce complexity. First of all, it reduces complexity. For example, if there is some problem in the network, so you just look at the physical layer. You don't have to look other layers. So you just concentrate on one layer. Each layer provides a service to the layer above it in the protocol specification. Each layer communicates with the same layer software or hardware on another computer. The lower layer, for example, transport, network, data link, and physical layer 4, 3, 2, and 1 are connected with the flow of data from end to end through the network. While the upper layer of the OSI model, yani application, presentation, and session layer, layers 7, 6, and 5 are oriented more towards service to the application. Now I will discuss these in detail so it will be clear. This is the 7-layer approach of the OSI model. Application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical. It starts from this one, the physical layer, and it goes up to the top. Now first of all, physical layer, layer first. It is the first layer of the OSI reference model, provide physical interface for transmission of information, define rules by which bits are passed from one system to another on a physical communication medium which cover all mechanical, electrical, functional and procedural aspects for the physical communication. These include voltage level, timing of voltage change, physical data rate, maximum transmission distance, physical connector, and other similar attributes are defined by physical layer specification. Encoding of bit is done in this layer. It mostly deals with raw data. Here data are mostly in the shape of zeros and one, not a frame and packet. It mostly is physical layer mostly deal with the cable. Data link layer. Data link layer is the second layer of the OSI reference model. Data link layer attempt to provide reliable communication over the physical layer interface, break the outgoing data into frames, and reassemble the received frames. It creates the entity frame boundaries, for example, where the frame start and where the frame end. Handle error by implementing an acknowledgement and retransmission scheme. If there is some error, they handle this error and retransmit that frame. Implement flow control, support point-to-point as well as broadcast communication, support simplex, half duplex or full duplex communication. Data link layer supports half duplex, full duplex communication. Switches are the most widespread network device which are communicating through data link layer or layer 2. The third is network layer. Network layer is the third layer of the OSI reference model. Implement routing or frame of packet through the network. Define the most optimum path the packet should take from the source to destination. It takes which is the shortest path so that it goes from source to destination, and this process is done by router. Define logical address so that any endpoint can be identified. Handle congestion in the network. For example, if there is some congestion in the network, it handles it. Facilitate interconnection between heterogeneous network. Internetworking. The network layer also defines how to fragment a packet into small packets to accommodate different media. Router is the main networking device which work on network layer or layer 3. The protocol which support network layer are IP, IPsec, ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, IGMP, OSPF and RIP, Routing Information Protocol. The fourth is transport layer. Transport layer is the fourth layer of the OSI reference model. Purpose of this layer is to provide a reliable mechanism for the exchange of data between two processes in different computers. It ensures that the data units are delivered error-free. If there is some error, it can check this error. Ensure that data units are delivered in sequence. The second task of the transport layer is that data is delivered in sequence in which it's delivered from source to destination. Ensure that there is no loss or duplication of data. Provide connectionless or connection-oriented services. Provide for connection management, multiplex connection, multiple connection over a single channel. It multiplexes. Protocol supported in this TCP, UDP and SCTP. These three protocols which is supported by transport layer. Next is session layer. Session layer is the fifth layer of the OSI reference model. Session layer provides mechanism for controlling the dialogue between two end systems. It defines how to start, control and end conversation called session between the application. It maintains the session between the application. Fifth layer. This layer required for a request for a logical connection to be established on an end user request. Any necessary logon or password validation is also handled by this layer. Password validation is controlled by session layer. Session layer is also responsible for terminating the connection. When there is end of data, it terminates the connection. There is a session between this computer or end. This layer provides services like dialogue discipline, which can be full duplex or half duplex. Session layer can also provide checkpointing mechanism such that if a failure of some sort occurs between checkpoints, all data can be retransmitted from the last checkpoint. Protocols supported by session layer are, there are two protocols, one is AppleTalk, one is IPX. Next is presentation layer. Presentation layer is the sixth layer of the OSI reference model. Presentation layer defines the format in which the data is to be exchanged between the two communicating entities. It also handles data compression and data encryption, cryptography. For example, if there is some password related data, it ensures that it goes through encrypted way, which is called cryptography. Protocol supported in this presentation layer is SSL and AFP. The last one, or the seventh layer, is application layer. Application layer is the seventh layer of OSI reference model. Application layer interacts with the application program and is the highest level of OSI model. Application layer contains management function to support distributed application. Example of application layer are applications such as file transfer, electronic mail, remote logging. For example, we type in any browser www.google.com. We are dealing directly with the application layer. Protocols supported at the application layer are SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, Telnet. Telnet is used for remote logging or remote computer communication. Telnet. This is another protocol. It is less secure than mostly. If you like, you can use SSL. BGP, Border Gateway Protocol, HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, etc. Now these are the 7 layers which OSI reference model has. Now mostly it has, sometimes it's difficult to remember, so this is a small tip how to remember these 7 layers. All people seem to need data processing. All people seem to need data processing. Application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link layer, and physical layer. There is